What is up, Star Wars fans, Mandalorian fans? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about the season finale of The Mandalorian Season 1. Full spoiler, so if you guys haven't seen the episode, come back. We'll talk about it. I need you in the comments down below. What did you think of the season finale? Did it live up to your expectations? Are you excited for Season 2? If you enjoy this kind of video, if you like these episode recaps, and you want to see more Star Wars Disney Plus coverage, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. We will do more, but let's get right into this. So, in what is a fantastic episode title, Redemption, the Mandalorian comes face to face with an unexpected enemy. So last week's episode, The Reckoning, one of my favorites of the season, directed by Deborah Chow, who has kind of proven herself she deserves to take on the Obi-Wan series. She deserves all of the recognition she's been getting. One of the better directors to come into the series, but really, and what I've loved about this show so far is that every director that has come in has gotten the chance to do something different, kind of prove themselves in a different way. Not everyone was fantastic, but overall, I thought everybody did a great job, and it really, it took a series that could have become stale after a while, could have become flavorless, and it allowed it to go in different directions and feel what some are calling episodic, but I don't see that as a bad thing. I see that as really an opportunity to make the show feel alive, if that makes sense. And my goodness, did the last two episodes deliver on really everything I wanted them to deliver on, right? It's not like the end of Season 1 was going to have the most monumental stakes in the world. Don't get me wrong. They did a wonderful job of building up the intensity and delivering on the tension, but it's not like we got this giant war, this epic battle. This really is leading into Season 2 perfectly, and it gave us just enough to cleanse our palate for what a Season 1 should have ended like. And I truly believe Season 1 ended on a very high note, combining episodes 7 and 8, two of my favorite episodes of the season. This time around, we have Taika Waititi, not only the voice of IG-11, but as the director of this episode. And from the first scene, man, I felt his flavor, the conversation between the two troopers that ended up taking Baby Yoda at the end of the previous episode. And it may be one of those things that, especially after the stakes of what happened at the end of episode 7, oh, rest in peace, Nick Nolte's character. My goodness, I held out hope that he would still be alive. I held out hope that maybe, Baby Yoda somehow goes back and saves him, but no. And it makes sense for the storyline. It makes sense for the character progression, but man, did I love this character. I love this character. I thought he was awesome. He added so much. I have spoken. It's going to be an iconic line. I wanted him to have more screen time. I wanted this character to make more of a significant impact. He did make an impact, don't get me wrong. I just wanted more of him, and it stinks that he had to go, but this is a show with a lot of stakes, and I think they've proven that. I think they've made decisions here that are going to make some people upset, I think emotionally, but in the long run, it's going to make a lot of sense for the series. It's going to make a lot of sense for where this ends up going. I'm sad that they killed him off, but I like the fact that they had the guts to do it, and that tells me that Favreau, Waititi, everyone involved with this show, they have a direction in mind. Something that some are complaining about Star Wars right now. Well, the movies, they just don't know what they're doing, this and that. And you look at a series like The Mandalorian, this tells me that they know exactly where they're going with these characters, and they set up a Season 2 beautifully. We'll get into that here in just a second. But talking about Taika Waititi's direction, I thought it was slick, added a bit of humor there at the beginning, and then they get back into the emotion. So many emotional moments from the death of IG-11 towards the middle of the episode. I love, and they've teased it the entire season. Going to self-destruct. And when he does it with a purpose. He does it to save our crew, or at least save them to the degree that they can. And then, of course, Giancarlo Esposito's character, Moff Gideon, comes in once again, and they had that showdown. But I really love the level of stakes throughout this entire episode. We've got to do this. We've got to go on the mission. We've got to get out of here. And I loved Mando's interaction with who is basically our head Mandalorian, and one of the only ones left. I mean, when they approached all of the decapitated heads, and I know those were just the helmets, but it was horrifying, right? These are the dark elements that I wanted in a show like this, and they continue to showcase that. They show how B.A. her character is, and he gets his signet, and she tells him, hey, here's what Season 2 is going to be. Now, here's where this show is going. Now, here's what you have to do with Baby Yoda. You've got to take Baby Yoda. You've got to find where he belongs, find out where he comes from and who he belongs with. And you are basically, and we all knew this, we were all assuming this was going to be the case throughout the next couple of seasons. You are the father to this child, and you have to be a father. You have to protect him. And he understands that, even though in the episode, he thinks he's going to die. He's just like, no, leave me. You can't see my face. To everyone asking, where is Pedro Pascal? You got like 3 seconds. So there you go. I'm okay with that, though, because I like the fact that he did not reveal himself to an actual person. It was to IG-11, who ended up saving his life. That's the Mandalorian way, and he still believes that truly, and they showcase that in this episode. Just so many wonderful moments, whether it's the action showcasing how B.A., the head Mandalorian character, is showcasing. Once again, we get more. I'm going to keep calling him Baby Yoda. I know that's not his name, and we didn't get a name in this episode. I feel like some people are going to complain about that. I find that absolutely okay. We have way more to come with this series, but deflecting the fire, I thought that was awesome. They're just teasing and teasing and teasing what Yoda can do. I want to know where this character... I had a discussion the other day with Chris from 3C Films, and we were talking about where this show could possibly head in the future, and really what the future of Baby Yoda is, man. And I feel like the most brilliant way to switch up the movie world a little bit, since the Skywalker saga has come to an end, and we're kind of seeing this with Game of Thrones, where they're going back hundreds of years and bringing us a new show. If they wanted to take Star Wars forward, maybe they jump 300 to 400 years. Baby Yoda would still be alive, obviously, aging slower. I feel like that would be a great jumping off point, because we could utilize Baby Yoda, who wouldn't be a baby anymore, make that a central figure in this new movie universe, and really build off of that, because the characters that we would know in Rise of Skywalker, well, they would be dead because it's hundreds of years in the future, but we would have this one character that is uniting a nation right now. I mean, Baby Yoda, it was like in Time Magazine's Person of the Year magazine. It popped up in there, and I'm just like, everyone loves Baby Yoda. So let's take this character into the future, and I'm glad they didn't do anything crazy with that character, because, you know, I think they expected good reception for Baby Yoda, but I don't think they expected what they're getting right now with the merchandise and the shirts, and how much people love this character and how tweetable and memeable Baby Yoda is. So the fact that this character is so popular, and now we know where we're going with this show, and they have the opportunity to build on the popularity of this character, it's just, there is so much they can do. There's so much they can botch. There's so much they can fail with. But I trust all of these writers. I trust whoever they bring in to direct the episodes next season, because Jon Favreau's producing skills and his writing skills, I mean, he's a very talented individual. He and Filoni and just everyone involved with this season, they made it what it was. And the finale, in my opinion, paid off on a lot of those storylines. And like I said, we got death in the previous episode, more so than I expected. We get these one-off characters, and they come in and they die, and they don't make it to the next couple of episodes, but we got death of some main characters. I'm going to miss Nick Nolte's voice. I'm going to miss Taika Waititi's voice. I'm going to miss so many things. And a bit of not an end to Gina Carano's storyline as Cara Dune, but we know where she is now. We know where her and Carl Weathers' character, they're going to remain. And Giancarlo Esposito's character, we still don't know a lot about him, right? We get that flashback, and we now see how Mando belongs, or ended up, with the Mandalorians. And we kind of have a connection. He's like, oh, he knows my name. How does he know my name? They kind of gave a backstory on his character and where he came from, right? But we don't know a lot about him. And I knew when the ship crashed, I'm like, yeah, there's no way he's dead. And then they pull this crazy stunt. And he has this laser. It is a laser sword. It's not a lightsaber. And he just cuts the thing open and stands there in the most BA pose you could possibly imagine. So he is the guy. He is the villain. We have our hero and the creature that he is protecting. We have our villain. We now know where the story is going. Everything is set up beautifully, and that's what a Season 1 should do. Season 1 should have an epic payoff, which it did, some storylines that ended, which they did, and some epic character development, and so much character development for Mando. So much for Baby Yoda, if you think about it, and Giancarlo Esposito was born to play a villain, whether it's in Breaking Bad or Star Wars, and we now see how BA this character is. I cannot wait to see what comes next. I really, really dug this episode. Overall, I think Season 1 of The Mandalorian was pretty great. It's pretty great, man. This is what I want Star Wars to be. This is one of the coolest shows I've seen all year. I didn't love every episode, but for the most part, I did. There were a few that went, in directions that I'm like, all right, can we get back to the main storyline? But we did. The final 2 episodes, exactly what I needed in a payoff. I think 1 through 3, great. I think episodes 6 through 8, great. I mean, just wonderful season of television. My only major complaint is that I wanted more. I wanted the episodes to be longer, but that's okay. We knew where we were going. We had an end game. We had a goal in mind. And Favreau executed. Waititi executed in this episode. Great direction. And I'm going to give this season a score in this video. Let's do it. Like I said, if you guys enjoy this video, if you like what we're doing, hit that thumbs up button. I'm going to go 90% for Season 1 of The Mandalorian. Just a great season of television. I'm counting down my top TV shows of the year very soon on this channel, within the next couple of days most likely. So you're going to be seeing this show pop up again. We'll talk about it some more. Thank you all so much for watching this video, for coming on this journey with me throughout the entire season. We'll be back. I'm probably going to cover Clone Wars as well on Disney Plus when that drops this year, and hopefully we get Mandalorian Season 2 soon. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.